Alright folks, so do me a favor, hit that like button, don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, so when I drop new videos, you'll be the first to know. Alright, peace. Alright, what's going on, good people? It's another day, another dollar in this world of driving a tanker truck, Novus driver. So again, if you've been following me, I got my CDL back in February of 2024, and I started driving a dump truck, but I now drive a tanker, a non-hazardous tanker truck. So, and what we do is, again, you can kind of see my tanker back there. But we deliver animal feed. Right now I'm currently in Rose Hill getting unloaded. So we up here at the House of Rayford plant, the feed mill. So I'm unloading some liquid methionine, or what they call rhodamine, today. And but yeah, so I know in my last video I was telling y'all I would give you a video with some pros and cons of driving a tanker truck. Well, pros and cons of driving a tanker truck with this particular company. I know every company is different. Pay is going to be different. Some companies are going to pay you by the hour. Some companies are going to pay you by the load, and some companies are going to pay you CPM, cents per mile. But this particular company that I work for, Bailey Feed Mill, or NSEW, they pay us by the load. So they pay us by the load. I try to do 3 loads a day, and the pay varies anywhere between $100 to $300 a load, just depending on how far you got to drive. So most of the local runs, and again, we are in the agriculture sector, so we keep paper logs. You know what I'm saying? I run a paper log. And we exempt, baby. So you know what that means, right? You can run all day and run all night if you want to. So that is one thing that is a pro that I do like about this industry. Being on the agricultural side of it, you have that exemption. So you can drive as much as you want. Now, you want to be safe about it. When you get tired, stop driving. You know what I'm saying? But it's not like OTR over the road where you only get that certain amount of hours on the clock and, X, Y, and Z, So that's one thing that I do like about it. That's a pro for me. So I try to do 3 loads a day. That's my goal. Today I only got 2, but, I don't know. Once I get back to the plant, they might have another load for me today. And but that'll be good. But maybe not, because today is my wife's birthday, y'all. Y'all tell her happy birthday, yo. I ain't gonna tell you how old she is, but yeah, today is her birthday today. So I'm gonna get out here early and hook it up for her tonight. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, back to the video. So again, like I was saying, I'll give you some pros and cons. That's one pro that I like. We are exempt. We have that exemption. We can run as long as we want. I do like the load pay, but even the load pay is good, and it's sometimes bad, because like today was pretty smooth. As you go to different feed mills, so like for example, if I had got here just a little bit later, hey, see that truck down there? Yeah, that's another tanker truck. Yep, that guy. So he running fat, a fat load. But most of the time with the ports, where they are, all of the ports are in the same area, our tanks. So you have the fat tanks and then the liquid ingredient tanks, they all around the same area. But I would have to wait. And I know in trucking, that's part of the game. Sometimes you have to wait. But at all possible, if I don't gotta wait, I don't like to wait. Now, that's another reason why I did choose this particular industry, because I know like with like dry van and reefer, a lot of those, man, from what I understand and what I hear, it's a lot of wait time. Like, you could be sitting at a shipper for 6 hours a day. I just didn't want to do that. Most of the time, on this with the feed mill, I mean, you bring your product, you scale in, you hooking up, man, and you gone. Yeah, you might got a truck in front of you, and that might be about an hour wait. You got to wait for him to unload, but it's come and go. It ain't like you sitting here and you got to wait, and you got to get a dock door, and you got to get a scheduled time. It's like some of these mills are 24 hours. Like, they run around the clock, but they have a small window, like real early in the morning, where they do inventory where you can't deliver. But most of them from 6 a.m. to 4 a.m., you know what I'm saying? You could bring that load any time of the day or the night or early in the morning, as long as you don't bring it from 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. because, that time slot is when they're doing inventory in the feed mill. So that's another pro that I like. It's very deliver and go. You bring your load, you hook up, you unload, and you gone, man. It's minimal wait time to me. Now, I have got caught up at one mill. Well, twice it happened to me, but it wasn't because of another truck in front of me, but it was because the silo was down. So they was repairing the silo, trying to get the corn and stuff to get some of the bad corn out. So I had to wait. Now, that was a disaster. And this is where I'm kind of getting to one of the cons. Now, that I had to wait 6 hours just to unload. I had already sat there for like an hour. So that was like total, like maybe 7 hours I had to wait. That was terrible. And then once they had the silo back up and I was able to unload, you got that unload time. That's another 45 minutes. Typically, it takes me about 45 minutes to an hour to unload, my full tank. So that was a con. That's a con. And I say it's a con because this particular company, you don't get detention pay. I don't like that. Now, I feel like if it's out of my control, if it's the fault of the mill, then we should get paid for that, because we sitting there, we're waiting to unload, because if I take this load back to the plant and bring it the next day, I'm still going to get paid twice. So, like, if I come here and I can't unload because of whatever the reason is, I'm still going to get my $100. And then if I bring it back the next day, if I got to rerun it, I'm going to get another $100. So my thing is, why wouldn't you just go ahead and pay the extra money if I got to sit there and wait, if it's out of my control? Because, I don't want to have to drive all the way back to the plant if I'm an hour and a half away, and then I'm going to have to drive an hour and a half back the next day. I don't want to do that. That's going to hold me up. So that's one thing that I would consider a con. They don't give you detention pay if you're held up beyond your control. Now, if it's another truck in front of me or something like that, that's trucking. I ain't got, that's what it is, But if the silo down, or if the grease tank down, and you gotta wait till they get somebody and maintenance gotta fix it, and it take hours and hours and hours. Nah, I think they should pay extra for that. What else is I would consider a con? Really, that was my biggest one, because you ain't getting nothing no extra for that. But I think that's probably my only con that I can say right now that I have discovered with this job. And I've been here at this particular company now, and I hit my 3-month mark. So I've been in 90 days. Yes. So I actually... So I give you an idea how much I get paid. Again, like I said, we get paid by the load. When I first started, I was doing about 2 loads a day. Sometimes, I would be able to squeeze another one. But I just told him, man, I need 3 loads a day. You know what I'm saying? Or I need a $300 run. So like if we run like the Delaware and stuff like that, that one run that you would get for that day pays $300. And typically, you could probably do that in 10 hours, but it's most of the time it's going to be a 12-hour day. So, that's when I was driving the dump truck, that's how I base my pay. Like I would try to get my job done what all I had to do in 12 hours, you know. And I'm new. I'm a novice. You know what I'm saying? So I know I ain't gonna be out here balling out of control, making a whole bunch of money because I'm new. I gotta work my way up. But I wanna at least at minimum, make $20 an hour once I do the math, you know. But I really wanna be at about 25 an hour. You know what I'm saying? I think that's fair, you know. But that's just how I try to run, you know, when I'm driving. You know what I'm saying? Safely. But, you know, I want to, once I do my numbers and I see my hours, you know, I go back on my logbook and I can figure my hours and stuff like that. You know, I want to make sure I'm staying anywhere between 20 and 25 an hour, you know, for me to be green, you know, to have not driven and I'm just now getting my experience. But, yeah, I think that's probably the only con with this particular company. Oh, another con that I don't like. So I got two. You don't have no PTO, like no paid time off. Like if you take a day off, you're just off. You know, they're very lenient. They don't care if you take a day off as long as you let them know. But I mean, if you ain't working, you ain't earning nothing. So like, you know, every day that you running and stuff like that, you know, with some companies, you know, you build up PTO time, you know, for as many hours that you work that day or whatever. Woo, boy, another truck just came. See, so that would have been 2 trucks that I would have had to wait behind today. Because at some of the mills, I know I'm sidebarring right now, at some of the mills, you can only unload one at a time. Sometimes you can get 2 trucks in there and, you know, y'all both can hook up, but most of them, just 1 truck. So, man, today has been in my favor. Been running smooth today. So going back to what I was saying, you don't get no PTO, man. I don't like that. Now, you know, at the last job when I was doing the dump truck, you know, after I hit my 90 days, I started accumulating PTO time, you know, where you got paid time off, you know, would accumulate. But I don't think we have that here. You do get paid on the major holidays, you know, Easter, 4th of July, Christmas, Thanksgiving. But yeah, so those are my 2 cons. Now, again, 1 pro, we are exempt, so you can run as much as you want. My second pro I would like with this, that I can say I like with this company, very relaxed. You know, we are a smaller company, but, you know, we're starting to make a good little footprint. You know, we're growing. So, you know, it's a growing company. You know, we run a lot all over North Carolina, but we also go Virginia, Delaware, South Carolina, as far as Pennsylvania, Alabama, Florida. So, you know, they're starting to expand their footprint a little bit with this company. And I would say the other con that I like is, not con, the other pro that I like is in the agricultural industry, it's non-stop. Like the work don't stop. The animals gotta eat. So unless the feed mill is blow up or it's just down, you're gonna always have some work, bro. Or lady, you know. If you're driving a tanker truck on the agricultural side, and it's a lot of different ingredients that you can do as a tanker. Again, like I say, you know, I haul lysine, betaine, choline, methionine, or what they call rhodamine. You can haul fat, different types of grease. So we haul corn oil, soybean oil, bacon grease, chicken fat. All of these things go into to make animal feed, and it's non-stop. So it's always going to be something to do. It's always going to be work. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they don't shut down. Like even they asking if I want to work on Christmas. You know, it don't stop. So that's another pro that I like. The work is consistent. When I was working doing the dump truck, it was very inconsistent. If the sky was gray and it looked like it was gonna rain, hey, you don't gotta come in today. It's like, what? Bro, You know what I'm saying? And if you ain't had no PTO built up, that's just a day you losing money, bro. And I was like, I said, man, something got to change. So I'm glad when this job came available and opened up for me, you know, I quickly took it. You know, I put my 2 weeks in and I came on over here. But so far, so good. So that's another thing I would say is a pro is consistent work. And with this particular company, very laid back, family oriented atmosphere. You know, I like it. You know, it's very chill. So as I continue to work and experience different things, I give you some more cons, if any arise, and I give you some more pros. But right now, those are my pros and my cons. You know, no detention pay and no PTO. That's a con for me. I don't like that. I really wish they would change that. Pros: consistent work, easy load and unload times, and yeah, family atmosphere. You know, that's a pro for me. And I guess other pro is I'm local, so you know I'm home every day. I get to go home to my wife and my family. You know what I'm saying? So without further ado, I will show you guys in this next clip what I have earned thus far as a novice tanker driver. So when I say I'm novice, I just got them, y'all. Just got them in February. So I would say so far, I think I'm doing pretty good. You know, but I'll show you my paychecks. All right, stay tuned. Okay, good people. So I'm in the app, and so I'll show you what my paychecks have been. Let's go into pay. So I'm gonna go all the way back. So all the way back to the beginning. You know, September 27th. You know, this is my first paycheck. You know, it's like 5 something. You know, that's training week. Wasn't that great, you know. But when I finally got in the truck on my own, you know, you see my second paycheck was like 8 something, and then it gradually goes up. So, you know, just from making mistakes, learning the different meals, you get your time, you know, when to deliver and stuff like that, more down pat, so you improve your time. So therefore my paychecks got better. So, you know, and again, I am new to this industry. I can really say that I have only been utilizing my CDLA for 3 months, 90 days. I got it back in February. Like I said, you know, I was driving a dump truck, which is you know, only a class B is required. So I wasn't really getting experience per se with driving the tractor trailer, you know, driving a dump truck. So I really only say that my experience started here with this company. So I've been here for 90 days. So I'm really new to the trucking industry as a whole, and you know, especially new to this side of the trucking industry, you know. So not terrible, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, again, every company is different, and but we get paid by the load here. So, you know, I'm just giving you an idea, you know what I'm saying? Your company could be drastically different. You may get safety bonuses or other types of bonuses with your paycheck. You know, as far as I know, we don't get safety bonuses here, and we don't get detention pay. You know, like I was saying earlier in the video, those, you know, that's a couple of cons that I have, you know, with this particular company. But, you know, as a whole, you know, not bad. You know what I'm saying? Not bad. So this is my net amount that you're seeing here. So my first paycheck, my gross was, you know, $600 on that one. My second paycheck, you know, the gross was $1,000 that week. You know, $1,100 on my third, and you know, just continued to get better, you know, as I learned the meals and the time. So $1,500 on that particular one gross. I think this was my biggest paycheck that I've had, you know. $1,900 gross on that one. You know, took home $15. 13 gross on that one, brought home 11. 1,700 gross on that one, brought home 13. So really, I try to, with doing the 3 loads a day, I wanna stay at that between 15, at minimum between the 15 and the $1,700 gross, so I can bring home a paycheck that's about 1,300. So this is my latest paycheck. So I did 1,650. So I want to always stay in that window, where I can bring home at least $1,300 net, after deductions. And also out of this $1,300, I mean, you can't see it on my deductions and stuff like that, but I get them to take 10% out of my paycheck, which goes into savings, into another account. So just trying to save some money as well out of my paychecks too, because again, like I say, the goal is to become an owner operator one day. But so this is my paycheck review, so you can see, like, if you came here and you work for this company, this is about what you could average, every week. But I do grind now. Most of the guys, they just do 2 loads a day, but I want to do 3. And on the weekends, might run some on the weekends too, just to get some extra cash, but just depend on your hustle, depend on your grind, working here, how much you will make. And then that's the same with whatever other company you work for. It's going to depend on your grind, it's going to depend on your hustle, how much money you'll make, whether you getting load pay, cents per mile, or whatever, all these chimes coming in, or whatever the pay is that they pay you, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, so this is my 3 month, my 90 days, my paycheck review. So just to give you guys an idea, non-hazardous new tanker driver, that's what I am, and this is what I'm making, every week. All right. So yeah, so that's my pay review. And again, what I get paid might not be what you get paid. Even if you work here, our hustle may be a little bit different. You might get paid more than I get paid. And again, every company is different, you know what I'm saying? And how they pay, hourly, cents per mile, or load pay. So, but this is just me showing y'all what I get paid as an entry-level new tanker driver. Took non-hazardous material for this particular company that I work for. So if you're new coming out of CDL school, I don't know where you are, but I would put it in the application here, Bailey Female. It's a nice company, very laid back, not a perfect company, but so far so good. I like it. But so yeah. So that is all for this particular video. Don't forget, like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you can get the latest content that I'll be putting out. All right, I appreciate y'all. Peace.